boxing world. What's going on, my people? Coach Jack Daniels at the Boxers Trainers Channel. And before we dive into it, you know what I'm talking about, or about to be talking about. Some boxing, right? Let's give a shout out to the Creator for blessing us to be here to breathe another day. You know what I mean? That is actually a blessing in and of itself, based on the fact that a lot of people didn't wake up this morning, right? And we want to give a shout out to them. No, actually, we want to give a shout out to their loved ones, right? And hope they get through this trying time, because it is definitely a fact that some of us didn't wake up this morning. And for those that did, us, I'm talking to you this afternoon, right? Shout out to you, and shout out to the Creator for blessing us to see another amazing day of life. Life is beautiful. Life is awesome. And you know, for me, as an older cat, right, I really didn't appreciate life back then when I was young as I do today, right? I actually appreciate life, love it to death, based on the fact that I know now that the beauties of life are actually worth living for. You know what I mean? When we're young, we're inexperienced in the attributes of life, right? But once you get older and begin to appreciate the gift of breathing every day, right? Man, you're onto something. And you better appreciate it and you better recognize it now. Moving forward, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, right? Shakur Stevenson is willing to move up to 140 pounds to fight Teofimo Lopez, right? For Teofimo Lopez Junior welterweight WBO championship title. So the thing is that it's obvious at this juncture, based on my intel, right, that there was some discussions, and Teofimo Lopez has yet to fulfill his obligation to whatever the rationale that they came to on in regards to the contracts, right? It is my belief, based on my sources, that Shakur Stevenson has already signed his contract. Now, that's a good fight. I would love to see that fight. Shout out to the chat. I would love to see that fight. But here's the deal. If you don't know, let me be the first to tell you. Teofimo Lopez is not the type that will fight anybody based on the fact of their gifts, of their abilities. If Teofimo Lopez knows that he stands a snowball chance in hell of losing, right, he gonna perpetrate fraud and find a way out of that fight. Now, I'm not saying that this is the case. I'm just saying this is the history. And based on the fact that that was 2 days ago when Shakur Stevenson signed the contract, or alleged that he signed the contract. And my sources say that that is a fact. So I have to go by what my sources say, because that's how I make my money. That's my bread and butter, my sources, right? So Teofimo Lopez needs to step up to the plate. And I'm going to have to say, for the first time, somebody on that level, which is Shakur Stevenson, and sign the contract, right? And here's the thing. Another thing about Teofimo Lopez and Teofimo Lopez's situation, right? He has to fight Shakur Stevenson. There has to be enough bread, enough money on the table, if Shakur Stevenson involved with it, for Teofimo Lopez to make some money. Because Teofimo Lopez has squandered the big paydays with Turkey Al-Sheikh, saying some ridiculously things about Turkey Al-Sheikh, that Turkey Al-Sheikh went on the record and said anybody that talks about his religion, right, or talks about his race, right, he don't have nothing to do with him. And he was specifically referring to the nut, Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez, I don't know, at some times, you know, he can be perfectly level-headed, but at the majority of the times, right, he just says things that don't make sense, right? This racial ranting and things of that sort, that stuff don't make sense. And boxing, it definitely don't make sense, especially when it came to somebody like Turkey Al-Sheikh. Why in the hell would you say something to disrespect to disrespectful to somebody, to no, I mean clarify, to the person who's signing your check. Why would you do that? Now, for me, right, I would have to say that psychologically speaking, something is seriously going on afoul with Teofimo Lopez thinking. You know what I mean? A Turkey Al Sheik, it is well within the scope and gravity of the record for me to say that Turkey Al Sheik is one of the best providers of the purse when it comes to paying boxers to perform. As long as they commit to an honest fight, Turkey Al Sheik will hire you. If you got some clout in boxing, Turkey Al Sheik want to see you perform because he knows that the world want to see you, and that's what boxing is all about. Now, if y'all got something to say in regards to disagreeing with what I'm saying thus far, look, area code 870-571-3995. Call up. We can have a conversation about the discrepancies if you feel that there's some discrepancies in what I'm saying, right? And this is what this chat is all about. We agree to disagree. That's what the world is about, right? And I'm here to be a part of the world view. So back to Teofimo Lopez. Now, Teofimo Lopez, as we know, was supposed to fight Devin the Dream Haney. That fight didn't transpire. Teofimo Lopez has won on the record and said he can't stand to lose from that guy, Devin Haney. He can't stand it. He can't fathom thinking about or believing that he could lose to Devin Haney. So you're not going to see that fight. And if he thinks that Shakur Steve stands a chance of beating it, you're not going to see that fight either. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, this is all bad for Teofimo Lopez, right? Because Teofimo Lopez lives off his boxing skills, right? That's how he feeds himself and his family. So he done already messed up with Turkey Al Sheik. So he has to find a way to provide a good fight. And here is the thing, people. Shakur Stevenson is a good supplement for the purse that he lost through Turkey Al Sheik. He can make a nice payday fighting Shakur Stevenson at 140 pounds. Again, Shakur Stevenson is willing to go up to 140 pounds to fight Teofimo Lopez. And let the record reflect that Shakur Stevenson said he gonna beat Teofimo Lopez. Now, in my opinion, that is enough for Teofimo Lopez to find a way to squander out this fight. Now, if he can afford to do that, that's on him, right? I want to see the fight. The world wants to see that fight. And I'm quite sure that Shakur Stevenson wants to, for the record, whoop on Teofimo Lopez. Now, I know there's a lot of y'all out there that love Teofimo Lopez, and I like him too. But he just is not a good representative of the sport, right? He's just not. I mean, he can box his butt off, but he's not a good representative of the sport. So all the things that are happening to him are going to happen to him because he doesn't take the sport serious. And I don't understand that. Teofimo Lopez is a 2-division world champion. Also, Shakur Stevenson is a 3-division world champion, right? You know what I'm saying? So with all these accolades in place, knowing that you could have a excellent career, for you to squander it away like you're doing, it don't make sense to me. That being said, hit that subscription button. Look, y'all, I'm gonna say this again. It don't cost you a penny. It don't cost you nothing to hit the subscription button and hit the like button. You know what I mean? I mean, I gotta provide a way to keep this thing going, right? And you can help me by supporting the channel. I know I'm doing my work. I know I'm doing work because I know exactly what I'm saying. I know exactly about boxing. I'm an older cat. I'm old school, right? I got this era of boxing, and I have the older era of boxing that I can bring to the table. A lot of cats can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So with that in mind, man, hit that subscription button, hit the like button. Support the channel, the podcast, man. You know what I'm saying? And drop a comment in the comment section and let me know if y'all think that Teofimo Lopez is going to muster up enough nuts, scrotums, to fight Shakur Stevenson. What you say? That being said, I'm gone, y'all.